Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pro 632 Radio with myself and Jason Ventura. We actually got some other people in here somewhere. Where is Chris? There's
Chris
Chris.
Nelson's here, and Mr. Rini just walked in.
Hey, there's Chris. And hey, Mr. Rini, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm hot just like y'all are, but I'm not enjoying the racetrack, unfortunately. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. First things first, Jason, Chris, y'all at the racetrack. Tell us what's going on at the racetrack today.
Okay, Chris. Everybody just unloading. It's hot. It drizzled for a little bit, but it seems to be dry now, and we're all just unloading, setting up, and getting our jets put in.
So what the weather look like for the weekend? Is it going to be rainy?
Spotty.
It's going to be spotty. It's going to be a tiptoe through the tulips kind of race.
So we don't know if it's going to be raining first round qualifying and then push it up to Thursday qualifying all, and whatever it's going to happen happens, right?
Yeah.
Get as many in as we can, and hopefully the weather holds out for. It looks like Saturday's the best day, so I think we'll get eliminations in. It's just going to be spotty to get through testing and qualifying.
Okay. So on the 632 side, how many cars showed up so far, Jason?
Oh, I didn't even look.
Jason's the ambassador. He usually does the car count.
That's why I asked.
Right now, I know there's four of us here. Six. There's six of us here right now.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. You got the two Greenbrier cars, Carson, myself,
JC.
JC's here, and Gibson,
Yep.
and Junior Cook.
You can't count.
No.
No. He can only count till 21 by his fingers and his toes.
Yeah. Hey Chris, are you safe driving or whatever it is you're doing, bouncing all over the place?
I'm trying to get back. I'm burying a body. I'm in my skids. I'm in my skid steer, trying to hurry up and get done.
Wow.
Did you say carrying a body?
He's burying
Burying a body.
Bury a body.
You don't bury bodies in Florida. They float back up.
No, he buries horse
Oh.
bodies.
I'll have to call you for some tips. Pro tip.
Oh, okay. Fill them with water.
That's
So-
rough.
I know we normally
I
talk
tried
about.
to talk him into a jet adjustment for the mountain, but they wouldn't do it.
No.
He's always trying for that jet adjustment.
I mean, we want to go with the big boy jets.
What's the big boy jet?
At least a 40. I mean, anything smaller than that's a sneeze. It's like pro stock back in the 90s.
Hey, you've been preaching about how great the 50s is. Why don't you just go there?
Well, I don't want to go too far, and then everybody talk about parts and compression, and then Jason's got to redo his cylinder heads and his squelch and his amount of deck height and all that. You just have to change the whole motor, basically block,
Pretty
rods, pistons, and redo the heads.
You're in the same boat.
We can make it fit. We're nitrous guys. We'll lower
Hey,
the ring. It'll fit.
It'll fit.
He's gotten used to it this year. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of practice this year.
Yeah,
What's up with
it's
that?
been a tough year. We've had a couple of gremlins electrically, and we made a couple of the wrong moves, and hopefully we're back on the right track. All I could say is this weekend will be the test because we're back to all our old stuff, and hopefully we'll run good. And my goal is to be in front of Jason. So I mean, if I could get
Good.
that behind me, then we're one step forward.
That's like 40 points, buddy.
Hey, hold on a second. But he's in the wrong car to be in front of Jason. So, I mean,
Well, I'm in the wrong car, yeah, but hopefully Carson will be dead in front of Jason. But at least we'll catch up to him, hopefully.
You're 40 points behind me.
Okay.
Chris, are you wheeling a 632 this
From
weekend?
like number 11 to number 5 because nobody else is racing behind me.
Well, we want to be looking in our rear view, not our front windshield.
Okay. Well, if we go together, I'll be all right with that.
Yeah, the mountain will be the deciding factor on a lot of things. Up here, either people run the same or they fall back. It's a hard place to race.
Yeah.
So it'll be definitely a battle when we unload for first round and see what happens in qualifying. I think this will change up a lot of things, but it might not. It's hard to say, and it's really hard to say how much rain we got around us, because that's going to really determine the environment that we're racing in. This environment's hard when the weather is good. No less add 90 grains of water and what have you.
I think
I'm gonna give the edge. I'm gonna give the edge to JC and Pittman with all their gear ratio flexibility that they got to run up there.
Well, I think that the gear ratio or multiple gears is an advantage here for sure. Not complaining about it because we choose our package.
It's just the
But
fact.
yeah, well, I mean, everybody's got to hit it just right too. So, we'll see. The facts are, yes, multiple, 4 or 5 speeds up here should be the leading cars, but we'll see.
So what else you want to talk about, Chris? Get some stuff you want to mention. You want to talk about?
Well, Jason's trying to make all this camaraderie, and he doesn't realize that in drag racing, camaraderie doesn't make for good viewing.
With TV?
So, I mean, honestly, the rivalries are what made drag racing back in the day what it was, and it's all good and great to have some camaraderie, but so far I haven't eaten at any of these meals because I feel there's going to be X-lax in them, and that's going to change the driver perspective.
Well, then
So I haven't been to one of the meals, have I?
No, you haven't been one of the meals because Jill's wife was like,
You've
"We
been
didn't know
putting
nothing about
pistons
it."
in.
We didn't know nothing
You've
about these meals.
You've
We're
been
like,
putting
what are you talking
pistons
about?
in. Let's get real.
It's on everything.
I mean, Chris Nelson's somewhat of a farmer. I mean, they feed the pigs the best right before they slaughter them. So I'll buy my own food.
Look, parking space for the winter series.
Oh yeah, hey Chris, behind you is that parking space for the 632?
Yeah,
Winter
there's
Series?
semis right there. There's plenty of length. If not,
Where
we'll
are
put
the
them inside.
power? Where are
If
the
not, we'll put
power
them inside.
poles?
Power poles. Look, there's Charlie Buck's little parking spot back there in the barn. I put in another 50 amps just for Chuck Buck.
Wow.
Fuck.
Well, I might
That's
pull his
it.
plug out and shove mine in because
That's right.
he's talking about Orlando and yada yada yada. And now that the Winter Series has split 2 different directions, we'll see if we'll have 632 at Bradenton or not.
So you talk
We're
about the
working
Winter
on it.
Series being split. That announcement today. How's that going to affect the pro
What
mod
was the
count?
announcement? Some of us were driving.
And
Texas
others
for the
were
World
working.
Series.
Texas.
Yeah.
One racetrack or 3?
Well, they didn't announce only but one racetrack. Who knows what else they're going to try to do? But 3 races there is
Or be
kind of
forced to
hard
do.
if you have 3 races in Florida.
So I know the sponsors wanted more than one track. What's the biggest?
I don't
thing?
know. But where would you want to race, Chris?
I would want to race in Florida.
Why is that?
Multiple reasons. One, I have some family there. 2, it's going to be half the journey. Texas is a journey, and at $5 a gallon, it's a long way to go. And I have a buddy down there, Chris Nelson, who let me leave my stuff there if I wanted to hit a couple races. So that works out too, because a flight is a lot cheaper than fuel.
Correct.
That's right.
I mean,
I don't know if I want to be on a plane with you though.
And I have no interest in seeing the mouse, but
He's
I'd
the
like to go to
luckiest.
Florida.
He's the luckiest SOB to be on a plane with. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He's the only person I know to survive a plane crash. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm riding with him.
we used to do Florida traditionally with the Pro Nitrous car. And it was Pro Mod back then. We did Florida almost every year because it was good practice. But when it became the World Series, swing for the fence, bring 5 engines, it became a harder scenario than just go down there and just get your stuff broken in, make sure everything is right, and try to make some good runs, and then go home with some good data.
for the nitrous cars for Bradenton's for the winter whatever series, is their nitrous cars be competitive? I mean, the World Cup, the World Series, none of them were. So
it's been proven that they're not competitive, and if they're going to be even close to competitive in middle of the field, they're going to have to really tear up a lot of parts, and that's not what I'm looking to do. And honestly, if the 632 program came in down there, that would give me more interest to go. For both cars, for testing, for just getting out of the state, doing some racing, and we always have a good time down there. I mean, that was traditionally And that was, years ago, and Chris Nelson will tell you, that was always the start of NMCA. So that Bradenton has a lot of good memories for me.
Yeah,
It
it's
has
Me
always
too.
been
one
fun.
really bad one, but a lot of good memories.
My last memory of Bradenton was extremely bad, where I broke everything and cost me a whole bunch of money. But yeah,
I want to get back on this rivalry thing. I mean, you just touched it. You just scratched the surface, and you
upset
you
anybody.
took a put the you didn't put a direction line. You just took a turn and went on a whole other conversation.
yep.
Well, I mean, if we
Well,
if we
he
got our, if we
basically
got our
just said
stuff
he's
together,
ready if you are.
yeah, if we got our stuff together this weekend, I mean, we're gonna take some of the geezers out and put them back to Shady Acres.
Am I
Nice.
considered a geezer? Is that what you're?
How old are you?
I'm about the same age as you.
Well, I look a lot better.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Is you think Chris
I,
Nelson?
I seen you at the beach.
Over or under? Is he
Oh.
younger or the same age?
Jason's the over. You're younger than him.
55.
Where? I got you by two.
Okay, well, we're both too young to collect Social Security, but too old to be young.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
Patrick's the youngest one on the show.
Damn straight, I am the young buck.
compared to us.
Yeah,
How old are you,
you know,
Patrick?
I'm 45 in 2 days.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm the young buck. So
Shit.
if you
So
won't
hold on a
race,
minute, Pat.
how old are you, Chris Nelson? Since we got all this out in the open, since we're airing our dirty
40,
laundry.
47.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
a
not a kid
hard
anymore.
ride downhill past 50.
I know. You can't even call me Baby Buck anymore because I'm so old.
No, you're not a baby.
Baby.
No.
That's what we called them back in the day.
Was it?
Yeah, in the
Should I
NMCA days when I was over there fixing shit with all them, it was Baby
Yeah,
Bucks here.
Chris Nelson. We met Chris Nelson in the 911 of the Semi Hemi days.
Oh,
And
we'll work for food.
And yeah, look at him. He definitely will work for food. I mean,
Yeah.
he'd stay till 3 in the morning. And then when we raced at Bradenton, he was right down the road for a catastrophic repair.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh,
I think we
poor
were
guy.
using more argon than nitrous at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, we unloaded at Bradenton one year, and it was the first year of the 5.3 for me, and there was a lot of learning curve there. And Chris Nelson was a good guy to have on your side because he was heading back to the shop with a cylinder head or two, and we got it
Yeah.
fixed. You know?
How about where were we when we ended up making one engine out of two? And I think you won there.
Michigan.
Where was
We started out
Yes.
with 2 good Hemis, fresh semi Hemis, and we left there with 1 set of heads on a different engine, and we had put both motors in the car before the weekend was out. And the semi Hemis, you could not pull the head in the car,
Really?
so you had to pull the motor to pull the head. So
And
I
that
used
was
to
in the
bring an engine
Stratus
stand,
too.
but I was younger and a lot more eager.
But you're pretty eager now.
I am eager. I'll do what it takes. We'll work through the night if we have to, or we'll head somewhere to get something fixed. So, we will not give up until we are out of parts or the wind light doesn't come on.
So that's why I don't keep pistons and stuff in my trailer. I'm out of parts.
Well, you might need
Oh,
them
my
after we
goodness.
get through this weekend.
You ain't gonna do nothing this weekend.
He nailed
Their
Bella,
air
so
won't be good enough to tear anything up.
Yeah, you say that, but anything's possible. These are engines with 1,000 moving parts, so anything is possible.
This is
But
true.
and unfortunately, all of us generally just bring 1 for this class, which you would hope 1 would be enough. And traditionally, it's been enough for us, other than this year, and nothing to do with the engine program. Just stupid things, injectors and just parts that run the motor, not so much the motor.
Yeah.
So Carson's had a bad luck run on, and not really him, but just the car, the program. But I'm hoping to turn it around this weekend and hurt some feelings.
Don't be
So
looking
the
at
question
me. I
of
can
the
see
hour-
your camera looking at me.
I
You ain't
came
hurt my
I
feelings.
came here with no car so I could be 100% focused on the 632.
You didn't bring the car?
Nope. Look upstairs. There's no silver car in this trailer.
Why not?
Because we're gonna hurt some feelings.
Not hurt mine.
Well, okay. Maybe you don't hurt.
Do me a favor. Take out the red car. That way I can move forward.
Oh shit! This ain't taking. See, there's camaraderie again.
No, there's no come. I just asked you to do me a favor. Take out the red car so
The
I can
only
move forward.
team car I could be taking anybody out for is to keep the ATI car in the game.
Well, I kind of screwed the pooch on you that last time.
Well, you know what, everybody. You know what? Even the sun shines on the dog's ass every now and
First
again.
time for everything, pal. First time for everything. I felt kind of bad. The guys helped me out with converters, and I put them on the trail. I'm like,
Whose converter you running?
ATI.
He got the magic sauce. Picked up a couple numbers.
I know. You see it?
If you can't
You
beat
see
them,
it?
you got to join them.
That's the
Yeah,
normal,
he-
right?
He got that 632 radio bump. Got JC on there. Next thing you know, he's got a converter and picking up numbers. I see.
Yeah. But he didn't get the full CVT package. He's only got the converter.
That's it. It's only
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on the 4L80 to come out, and I'm gonna be good.
Are you kidding me? That's going to be a long time coming, if ever.
I know. I asked JC. I said, "What you got going?" He alluded to it, and he's like, "Yeah." And he's still thumbing through that one. I think that's the next. That's the next revolution.
I think that revolution is going to take a lot of custom application, because the problem with that transmission is it has an overdrive, and well, obviously we can't run overdrive, so we'd have to manipulate the whole unit. So at that point, you're almost you might as well almost build a custom race driven transmission, because we don't get an OEM weight brake anyway.
Nope.
So you might as well build just a custom 4-speed that is a traditional hydraulic transmission.
Speaking of weight brakes, how do you feel about a nostalgia weight brake?
I don't think it should be necessary. I think that if that's the case, then, you think the 69 Camaro I'm driving is aerodynamic?
You think my 70 Camaro is aerodynamic?
It's probably a little bit better than I am, but at the end of the day, I almost want to build as much as I'm not a fan of the nostalgia cars, it's almost worth taking the weight brake, for just the body, which I think in the 8th mile at the speeds and ETs that we're running, this 69 Camaro's got a square front end with a flat spot in it, I think if I had a C7 or something like that, then I'd have a little aero, or I'd really love to put them in a Stratus or something like that,
Yep.
or a Dart. Those were a lot more aero. I know nobody believes that aero has anything to do with it, but anything helps.
Everything helps.
I
Everything.
think if it's no matter how much faster it is, faster still faster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What would you, if you were head of the rules committee, what would you change?
I think that the jet's too small. I honestly think that the lockup weight add-on is a little bit extreme, but I think that the gear weight on isn't enough.
Let me ask you this question:
But isn't the lockup a gear really at the end of the day?
Change?
What's that?
Isn't the lockup more of a gear anyways at the end of the day?
It could be, depending on how you run it. I've run it every way, in every format, in every size, and there is not a program that I've put it in as small as a 565 that it hasn't picked up ET in mile an hour. So it is definitely a gain. The never-ending question is how much is the gain? And there's where, and then you add that to 4 gears or 5. I think now the gain becomes very undetermined, is my best word I could come up with it. So, I'm not faulting anybody for running it, and I'm not faulting anybody for taking advantage of any rule that's in place. But I also feel that at the end of the day, it's hard to make a rule package with multiple combinations, multiple transmissions, and we run in multiple environments. Like we said earlier, this environment I think is going to be a positive for the 5 speeds and a negative for the 3 speeds. But, all we can do is do our best. I'll get in the round with Tyson for 1 round if you're going to pay me. So at the end of the day, we all show up and try to race as hard as we can. I'm not going to here to have dinner with Jason or nothing, but,
Well, tomorrow night.
unless he's willing to take me to like the Chop House or something when I come to Florida,
Oh man.
then I'll have dinner with him.
Chop House. Chop House.
Yeah.
We can't go to Calusa on the water. You want to go to Chop House.
You know what? I didn't even be willing to go to the Ford restaurant.
Oh, he's got. Speaking of,
Jeff Pittman's done good this year.
Yeah,
You know, you can't take it away from him.
stats. I mean,
Speaking of,
you
Jeff,
watch that in-car video, and every time that thing shifted a gear, it was just like
Yeah.
pulling every gear change. If he gets his starting line game together, what do you do with that? There's nothing to do with
I
it.
think they should do something in this class to pick up the ET. You know, we've gotten rid of a class that was 4.0s, and these cars should be running there. You know, at the end of the
So
day,
is
whatever
that why
they
you're
do,
lobbying?
Well,
Is
the
that why
only
you
thing
would
with-
lobby for the jet change to speed up the category?
yes, absolutely.
But the only thing with doing that is it'll take the PDRA cars that want to run that winter series and make them way too fast for the other combinations of the class.
well, we would still have to maintain our stuff, Jason.
Pardon me?
We would have to still maintain our jet size so that we wouldn't, completely outrun them, because then it'd be like
It's
an
either, or you have
unlimited
to-
jet for them.
Yeah, you have to increase their jet size.
What are you gonna have multiple power headers?
We only have one car, 2,000 pounds gets 240s.
That's a lot.
And then there's a single kit, 2750, and that gets a 44, single 44. But everything's based off of mileage because the Liberties have all that information for us. They're
So you're
running
telling me
mileage, so we're trying to put that together.
a single 44 runs 50 pounds lighter than 240s?
Single 44, according to Code Liberty, a single 44 and a two kit 40 will run within a couple of thousand of her PDRA 632 motor in Milan.
I don't buy that.
You know,
What's the weight? What's the weight be on it?
on her,
Yeah, well,
She's
single 44.
single 44 is 2575. I mean, sorry, 2750.
So Chris, a pair of 40.
You're going in and out.
We can't hear you, Chris.
There he
Based on-
goes. The
I
typical
think his
Chris.
question was
See, yeah, that's where it all starts to become questionable. Like, we're not going to change our PDRA tune-up for the Florida deal.
Yeah.
Depending on how competitive we can be is really depending on if it's worth making the trip.
well, according to
I mean,
the
it's
data
always-
from them,
It's
it's really close.
we don't know what the other team's going to bring to the table, right? And we know how much y'all put into work, so you're always going to be more competitive because you put the
We
work
work.
in.
And right now that we have more single jet 36 cars than we have on the list, right?
1 second, I'll
14
pull it
cars
up.
that signed up already. There's more 36 jet cars than there are anything else. There's a
So
couple-
Rini,
there's a couple 28.
two 240 jets is what, about 3,400 pounds an hour?
Oh, yeah. Depending on who's
And
selling.
and a single 44 jet is what, about 2,000 pounds an hour?
Yeah.
I don't know how they're within a couple hundredths of each other.
They're
For-
thinking,
for
they're thinking the
50
weight is going to
pounds.
take away from the amount of nitrous you could flow.
And it's all on one bottle. There's no two bottles in the car.
And 244s on one bottle is hard to flow. So,
Hey,
I think that's how they're maintaining it.
So what I'm looking at right now, I got 1, 2, 3 with 240s, one on a 44, and the other on 36s.
How many on 36s?
1, 2, 3, 4,
12.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11.
so that really should tell you. I mean,
Yeah.
first race will give you a gauge. And if somebody is really watching and builds a spreadsheet, you can look at averages,
Good job for you.
you know? Because
We just nominated them.
at the end of the day, those heavier cars on a bigger jet, you could correct me if I'm wrong, are going to back half hard. Once you get
Yeah, well,
weight in motion, it's easy
blow
to
past
keep
us.
it in motion. And when you have
Hell yeah.
power, the back split is going to be where those cars pick up. And when you add, Chris, what's from a 36 to a 44 in a single? How many pounds is that?
About 600.
In about 4 numbers.
So if those cars are running right, they should back split all the 36 jet cars. And
by a lot.
yeah,
I mean, you should be able to go high 130s, out the back with a pair of 40s. I mean, Troy can chime in. He's run some stuff like that at similar weights, non-lockup.
He haven't even chimed in at all today. I don't know what the hell Troy's at.
I think he might be shooting. I talked
It's
to
a
him
race
earlier.
weekend. Why ain't he at a racetrack?
No, he might be shooting.
Photo shoot?
No,
Photo
not
shoot?
Long range 22.
oh,
A little baby ring. All right, so hey,
I know.
while we're talking about Florida races, one we have right now for the 1st of November, Chris. I know it's a Sunday race. This is where it starts for you. You drive it down, you drop it off at Chris's house. You come run
Don't
for
see Mickey
$5,000 on a Sunday, then you fly home.
Right, 5,000 on a Sunday at Bradenton. Yep, Bradenton, the DRC race. You can test on Saturday.
I got a better idea.
What's that?
Come in Wednesday, put Mama up at the beach. We'll go fishing on Thursday and Friday, and then race Saturday and Sunday.
You fish.
That you can sell.
like 13.
That you can sell.
Everybody calls it fishing, but I think they just go out there and drink.
Right, Billy Gibson made the ATI switch also.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Well,
And he
it's
came
good
out of
guys are
nowhere,
supporting
retired.
guys that are supporting the class.
Right.
yeah,
Think we
that
need-
is good.
We need another sponsorship from JC.
Hey,
So
that would
when
be
you
awesome
come out-
if
when
we
you
get
come
JC
out
on
of,
as a sponsor for the class. You know what I'm saying?
When we come out of the November 1st race, what are we doing next? Do I tell?
Hey, what's that?
Do I tell what we do next when we get down out of November 1st?
Let me throw it up there real quick.
It would help for people coming.
Let's talk about this. Let me remove this one and let me add this one up there real quick. Boom. Hey.
We are confirmed for the World Street Nationals. You'll be able to race for a Wally, which Chris has multiple Wallies, as I was told earlier. Race for a Wally and $5,000 to win. That deal was struck earlier today with Sydney, and we're good to go.
Okay.
That's our second race.
So that's 2 races. We get the Bradenton races. That's 3. That's 5 races.
Yep.
That's a lot of money for
It's
some
a
people.
lot-
I mean, I
it's
think
a
that's
lot
just
of
a
work, I can
weekend
tell you that
of
much.
parts for Chris, though.
And now, Chris, do you have storage for rigs to stay at your property?
I do.
How many can we store there?
Oh, you're right on the spot live.
Well, since you ain't spilling guts on anything, I might as well do it.
He went out on.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
He's like, I give up.
He's getting 200 a rig.
200 a rig. That's pretty good.
For the winter. That's
A
not
week.
bad. You're not getting power though.
No power.
You better shut all the switches.
Right. 0.
Chris, what do you
Hey.
want? 200 a rig for the winter?
Chris Nelson,
Chris Nelson.
can you hear us?
Talking to you. Dave,
God damn it.
There you are.
Can you hear us now?
He's nervous. He's rubbing his head now.
Oh, he gone.
He done did it again.
That's a bad angle for him, though.
Yeah.
It's not a flattering one for sure.
No. It's a flattering one, not a flattering one.
Jason, behave yourself.
Chris, you back? No, he's in the wood.
All right, so Chris is going to do storage on the rigs for the 632 cars. I'm sure he can help out some of the Pro Nitrous guys or Pro Mod guys also coming into Florida for those 2 races. It's been a battle, a lot of going back and forth, a lot of frustration. They're not the easiest people to get in contact with and talk to. We also had phone conversations with Don over at South Georgia. That went very well. He's going to try to find a place for us to fit in into race at some schedule. And Patrick's himself's been working on Gainesville for their Night of Fire race.
The Night of Fire race would be awesome if we can do it. The issue with that one, it's right before the first person who said, "Hey, let's come race with you." So it's kind of like race on a Saturday, then come back, race on a Sunday the next weekend. So that's kind of a challenge. But racers are racers, and they're going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Chris,
what do
you
you feel
there?
about a championship?
Yes, sir.
On your deal?
Yeah.
Hey, so we were talking 200, no power, 300 power. We're parking what?
No, if you're racing 632, you park for free. I got space for 20.
20.
Wow. 20. Okay. You got room in your bed?
For two.
And are you is it benign or you are gender specific?
Specific.
Look at he's getting all smiley.
He couldn't even answer that at first.
I was thinking of something quick, and nothing came
Might
to
come out of
mind.
the closet right now.
Hey, I was trying to think of something quick, but nothing came quick. You know what I'm saying?
None of us are young. It's not going to come quick.
Yeah.
So what do you think of a championship?
In your deal?
Yeah.
I mean, it would attract people.
Hey, Chris, Gibson said he's going to tip you.
Just the tip?
Just the tip.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and Chris could probably supply some of these people with some parts and some nitrous. You know,
We
you
got
go down there
fuel.
with a
We got
nitrous
fuel.
vehicle.
Nitrous. Yeah.
It's hard to carry 5 bottles with you and make it through a winter series.
I have a very good contact for nitrous, and I can bring it to the truck.
Oh.
I think I'm only paying almost 75 a pound.
Oh my God!
Jesus,
I'll buy it
where are you
now.
stealing that from?
Yeah,
County Welding.
All right, Evan Knoll.
yeah.
Yeah, County Welding out of Pompano.
Wow, that's a deal.
Yep. So I mean, we'll work with everybody, get everybody what they need. So while they're down there, I know it's hard. I've raced plenty of times in another country. Didn't have I needed because I was in another country, and you wish you had somebody like us to help you out, get what you needed to do. So we'll help you. We'll help everybody else as much as we can. It's coming down. As far as a championship, I'm all about it. We do have a sponsor for that, along with the points that we're doing. Now, do you know about the points? How we're doing the points?
No.
Okay, so we're going to qualify for chip draw. So number one qualifies the first one in the bucket to get the chip.
Oh boy.
Right.
Okay.
But this is where it gets interesting. So there's no buy runs because we're doing chip draw.
Okay.
So we don't have the Melnick scene we had here in PDRA for the last 3 years, where we just automatically get buys right into the final, right? So that stops that. So you'll get points. We'll do the points like 1 and 16 and 16 and 1, right? For the point split on that. And then first round we obviously chip draw. Second round we're going to chip draw all the way through, and we're going to be based on the same point system that the PDRA is.
Okay.
As far as qualifying and rounds.
Hey, Jason,
Right.
you forgot one.
I think based on 100, it makes it easier. So you you're 40 points behind me.
You're saying that.
It is.
Hey, Jason, you forgot
Yeah,
one
it was-
point.
it was
Hey,
140 pounds behind you.
hey, you forgot one, Jason, is the points per qualifying round, because a lot of you people who like to go fast only want to make one round of qualifying, and
Yes.
we're the show. So if you don't show up, what's the point? So
Yeah, you better
points
make every round
for qualifying round as well.
And that's fine. I you know what I mean. I always show up for every round. If something's gonna break, it's gonna break, and you got to be ready for it. And if you do it on an extra qualifier or you do it first round, you got to fix it. So, I'm not a super fan of the whole chip draw, because if I'm gonna lay it down and run it ragged and qualifying, I like to have first round as a get ready for the race kind of deal. But we'll do it whatever either way.
Well, to me, that stops like the poor Mr. Hood always getting number one. Right?
Well, there's a way to fix that.
Give Mr. Hood a nitrous bottle?
Well, not give him.
Qualified
I mean,
better?
he's got to buy it like the rest of us. I mean, this country's based on capitalism, so you could buy anything you want, And it's also capitalism means that you can work as hard as you want and make as much as you want. So I'm not stopping anybody from going fast.
All right, so now, speaking of work, and I got you a little bit of Blanco in there, and finally took us like 34 minutes to get him pumped up here.
I was just waiting for you to say something silly.
Well, I can say a lot of silly things. I can say a lot of dumb things too, but I'm trying to keep it, family oriented.
Okay.
Because I like to be liked by everybody, as you said.
Oh yeah.
So work ethic, right? So how much time do you throw into into your program in between races?
A ton.
Because I have like we get these phone calls, and since we started this other thing, and it's like, and then we get it from the BDRA 632 people also. It's like, I can't get this, I can't, and I'm like, nobody helps. Like, I don't have anybody helping me back in my shop, so the work that gets done in my car is all me, right?
I get that.
I can't pull people out of the shop to help me do a race car. So it's nice weekends, whenever I can fit it in. I'm first in the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll work till 2, and then 2 to 5, I'm working on a race car, whatever it is, right? So I do everything myself. But and I hear this all the time. I can't do this. I can't do that. That's too much money. This is too much money. And I'm like, why do you get involved in a heads up class if you can't? I mean, now to me, the person that doesn't want to work like that, they need to go, as Nelson would say, need to do a how do you say it? Club racing.
Country club.
Yeah, country club race. Need to go country club,
Oh yeah,
club race.
I call it. I always say call it camping with your car.
Right.
Camping with your car.
How do you go about your program? I mean, obviously, you have 2 cars to take care of.
We have 2 cars to take care of. Fortunately, only the last 4 years I have my race car and home in the same state. You know, we used to actually service our car after the race at the racetrack because that was our garage
Okay.
back in the NMCA days. And, there's a lot of time that you got to put in it. These cars got to be put up on projects. You got to put a wrench on every piece of suspension. You got to leak the motor, change fluids. We're servicing the car multiple nights, and then obviously truck, trailer, refilling materials. It's a job. If you don't like work, you don't like drag racing.
All right. So let me ask you this. Now, some of these cars that have been sitting for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, how would you attack that?
Like a car that's been sitting for 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
That car should be gone through head to toe, all belly pans off, a wrench on every bolt. I change 4-link bolts every 2 years, just throw them away. I change the wishbone every 3 years. I don't throw it away. I save it in the trailer.
But you put a whole physical new wishbone.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because catastrophic failure of a wishbone will total a car. And there's no way to measure the stress. You change connecting rods at whatever your number is, 70, 80 runs on a 632, not because it's going to break one run later. It's because you don't know when it's going to break. So at the end of the day, our trainees come out every couple of races and get checked. And they go back to ATI and get Magnaflux and look for cracks and look at the gear set. We get really good life out of the transmissions, but I don't just keep them in there for the season. Fluids. I change fluids, especially the 632 car is very, very aggressive on fluids. And, we're servicing fluids to save parts.
Yep.
So I would say, at any given point, there could be 40 hours in a car between races.
Now, so a car that's been sitting, valve springs,
Everything.
tires.
A car that's been sitting, tires get thrown away. Obviously, every piece of suspension gets looked at. All the belly pans come off. The car gets run in the shop. We leak the motor. Always valve springs. We could save PDRA and any racetrack, even if we went to the Winter Series, one less oil down if people would just look at their stuff more often. I hate the beginning of the year when Tyler's up on the radio or on the PA going, please check your cars, look for bolts, look for this. The first race of the year, we have more oil downs and crashes because of neglect. These cars aren't your 69 Camaro that's, you take it out every 2 weeks to a car show and do a couple of burnouts, put it back at home and let it sit a month. These cars are under heavy stress. I have intervals on almost every moving part of the race car. And I try to be ahead of the failure. You can't always be there, but if you try to be, it's cheaper in the long run. People say, well, I can't afford to do valve springs at X amount of runs. Well,
Can you afford to drop a valve?
drop a valve.
Exactly.
Because it's catastrophic. And Nelson will tell you, it's beat up the push rod jumps out, you drop a valve, blow the hood scoop off. Hood scoops in today's day and age are $3,000 before you paint it. So at the end of the day, a carbon hood scoop with an insulator tray and all the pieces and parts, and if it didn't crack the windshield or crack the hood, you could go $5,000 in a drop valve and body work forget about the
I
engine.
know all about that.
You know, I always say to everybody, the body work is the worst part of it, you know, because it's costly, it adds weight to the car, it's hard to duplicate when these cars get. I used to have really, if you could ask Chris Nelson, I used to have really custom paint jobs. And as I got older, I don't know if I got smarter, but I stick to like one colors and a couple of stripes now. Because when you have four colors and candy apple and
Yep.
you know when the hood splits, it's a major ordeal, and you got to pay a quality painter to blend all this in. So I would say if you had to put a number on between races, I would say you're everything leaving the race not broken. You're going to be 30 hours roundabout in a couple of evenings, a half a day on a Saturday. Fortunately, I have a couple people that'll get involved at my house at the shop and help us. Um, but it's people don't think about it. It's refilling fuel, nitrous bottles on the trailer, servicing the truck and trailer. Um, you know, I have fortunately I live in a town where I have a really good RV guy, the leader in
Who
points.
would that be?
Jeff Pittman, and he services a lot of the stuff I can on my stuff truck and trailer. And but it took me almost 20 years to get everything in one location, and now I can we unload these cars, put them on projects when we get home, and then usually throughout the week we start we pull wheels off of them and start checking everything over. I don't want to see you, me. This is where the camaraderie comes in, as you like to see.
Okay.
The rah rah rah.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anybody crash. I want to race my opponent, and I want to win by outperforming him, being smarter about the tune-up and approaching the racetrack, and hopefully I have as good or better products in my vehicles, from driveline to the chassis to wheels, tires, and brakes. I don't want anybody to lose a race against me or Carson because their car failed, and I really don't want to see anybody crash. Because at the end of the day, I've been there once in my life, and it's very expensive, it's painful, and it really sets you back just in your whole approach to how you want to get back into racing. Because anytime these cars contact anything as carbon fiber bodies, gets real expensive real quick.
At some point, it's just cheaper to buy another body.
I've done that.
It's just cheaper to
I've
buy.
had one crash in my career, Bradenton, and unfortunately, I bought a body because it was cheaper.
Yep.
And I have a really good relationship with Jerry Bickle Race Cars, and they got me in and got me repaired and got me back on the racetrack pretty quick. But it's never as quick as you want to be, and the bill is never what you want to see.
Sure.
So, besides the race car, let's talk about supplies and materials and lead up to. I mean, you lead up to this race, and my wife's at Sam's Club and here and there, and we're loading everything in. So there's a lot involved in drag racing. If you're going to do it at the level that we race, we do 90% of the stuff ourselves, at least. You know, including in chassis refreshes. We refreshing it ourselves between rounds, and our stuff goes back to Pat when we want to really get a really good hone and a refresh, and we'll pull the heads off and run them down to him. Fortunately, like I said, this is the first time in my life that in the last 2 years I've had, or actually probably the last 4 years, I've had my engine builder, my car, and everything, and a shop where I could put the car indoors and work on it, and we could turn climate control on and everything. I'm really into high cotton now. So that's what they say in the South, the high cotton.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the word I wanted to say because we're live, but
But you're also like in the thick of race car country.
Oh
we
yeah.
used to, we are, but it used to be more. When I started racing, what brought me to North Carolina was, the Rockinghams, the Mooresvilles, the Piedmonts. We used to have a lot more local racing, and we don't anymore. We used to have a lot more local quick 8, quick 16, even right up to Farmington when these cars were going 4.0s to 4.10. We had races up there. We had Mooresville. We had Big Dog at Piedmont. We had Mad Dog at Mooresville. We had Top Dog at the old, before it was the lot, and it was the premier racetrack of that area. Now we don't have any of that. I mean, unfortunately, it is the racing mecca as far as supplies, places to go get your cars fixed, built, serviced, engine builders. But as far as racetracks, it's gone away in the last 10 years.
Well, and talking to like Don, they're into the 1 day race now. They want you in and out in a day. You know, that's how that business model is going. And it's like a funny conversation we're having with them. I was like, so you want to give us a time trial, test and tune thing on Friday with everybody else that's there. And then Saturday morning we qualify and then we race.
I don't have a problem with the 1 day race. Honestly, I'll tell you what that does. If you show up with your shit together and your program ready to race, it kind of sets those guys apart.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we used to race a lot of 1 day. All those races that I mentioned were 1 day races. You know,
I'm on more
and-
Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, Big Dog was Thursday night. You showed up. You got a shakedown at 3 o'clock. You got Q1 at 5. You got Q2 at 6:30 to 7, and you were in E1 at 8 o'clock, and you were racing. Same with Mooresville for Mad Dog. You know, I mean, they did a test session the day before, so if you wanted to go there and run, make some runs and make sure your stuff was good, especially if you made changes, you could run the night before, the day before. And I don't have a problem with the 1 day deal. Honestly, I think the 1 day deal may have two positives that come out of it. Number one, not a lot of time away from work because I still work for a living, you know. And number two, it's you're in, you're done, it's over, and if you show up prepared, the end result should be that you go to the front of the field and hopefully go to the finals.
And their biggest thing is like fan interaction. They get more fans on a 1 day race, and they have a formula that's like between 6 and 9 hours in a day that they can keep concentration, keep the fans there.
So there's a 1 day race trying to cultivate currently right now in North Carolina. And one of their rules that they proposed to me is the race you start the motor with, you finish the motor with.
Wow.
No
The
disassembly.
block or the motor?
No disassembly. You can't go in the motor. So not only if you qualify with the motor, you race the motor, but you can't take the heads off. And that also may control costs. You know,
Yes.
the horse shit, I've been in this since 2002. And I started in Top Sportsman. And as I progressed into, or wanted to progress into heads up racing, the horse shit of let's make this budget friendly is BS. Let's face it. You know, a good 632, and Chris Nelson's an engine builder, is almost as much as a 959.
Yep.
Yes,
If
it
you
is.
want the latest and greatest, you know, you're not paying for cubic inches. You're paying for quality of parts. Billet blocks,
100%.
billet heads. You're paying for engineering and valve train. You're paying for intake manifold. You're paying for the parts. The cubic inches kind of an irrelevant number.
Yep.
It skews the number probably less than 5%. So at the end of the day, to make budget racing, what they do is the 1 day race helps on budget racing.
Yes, it does.
Because you can't bring 3 engines and swap them between rounds. And very few teams are going to be able to fix a motor depending on how much time's between rounds on a 1 day race. Because a 1 day race is sometimes 1 hour between rounds. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I do better racing and driving when I'm just constantly in the move. Laying around here like fish out of water for 3 hours, I mean, that does nothing for me. Because you overthink the tune-up, you overthink the process, and as a driver, you kind of get laid back, you know? So the 1 day race, I think that's, I mean, especially if you let us test the day before, shit, I'm all in.
So you're coming.
I'm going to try.
All we ask you to do, buddy, is try. And everybody else, try. I mean, listen, not everybody has a caliber car that Chris has, or in Carson's car, or mine, or Patrick's, but you know, I think the weights will make it equal. You know,
And
and if they show up, I mean, for the cars that are sitting, you know, I made a statement the other day. You know, dust them things off, get some valve springs, and get some tires. That shit's been sitting.
you know, the whole thing, and I hate that expression, just so you know. I hate that expression.
Which one?
Oh, no, everybody has a high caliber this or high caliber that.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, you give me the best piece of raw meat, it doesn't make me a chef if you put me in front of an oven. So the reality is that, you know what? I mean, you could take, I've seen guys, and I've seen it especially in NMCA, because NMCA, and I hate to keep revert back to it, but Chris Nelson will tell you, was a lot of guys that were just buddies that came there and worked their ass off to do the best they could do. Before
No tuners.
racing evolved to where we are now. Racing's evolved to a place that it's harder to be up front because I'm not racing. You and me are racing together, but other teams show up and the driver flies in with a helmet.
Yeah.
So does the tuner and the chassis guy and the shock guy and
Yes, there's 7 guys standing behind the car like it's NHRA Pro Stock, and if you could afford to do that, well, I'm happy for you. I don't begrudge or belittle you for it, but it also changes the whole dynamic of racing. When we showed up and me and one other guy drove across the country, sometimes 2 guys, and we rotated drivers to make it there through the night, and then we worked on the car ourselves, we tuned the car ourselves. It was a whole different racing series. And it was, in my opinion, it was better because it did control a lot of things, but you can't go backwards now. The, the horse is out of the gate.
Yep.
And all we could do is the best we could do with what we have. But I think the guy that shows up with a chassis that was built by whomever could still do as good. And that's how chassis guys evolved. That's how they bring their name into to the upper echelons of the Bickles and the quarterbacks and the Haas and
Well, I am that guy, right? Because I don't have an A-brand car. I got a chassis engineering car, and I can run up with the Bickles and get the
absolutely.
Rick Jones.
So you made the comment that the guys who don't have the top shelf shit or whatever
Well, 'cause that's the
whatever the verbiage you use
that's
from
the
wherever you come from.
That's not that far from you.
Does it sound like he's more like Mark Wahlberg area, and I'm more like Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone, you're giving yourself too much credit, Sylvester Stallone. All I know is Anthony's laughing his ass off over
the
there.
analogy was good
He
though.
came from where like the Backstreet Boys came from, and I came
Listen,
from.
maybe they can land a plane in a river to save your ass from drowning, but they can't kill their bombers like we do in Boston.
You try if they hide in a boat. I mean, how hard is it to find 2 young guys in a boat? That they shouldn't have taken FBI intelligence.
Well, listen, they weren't in the water, they were on land. Still, we did it. And he didn't last that long in Concord.
But kind of what I was going back to is I think anybody could show up with anything. I think that
There's a stigma. I'm sorry. There's a stigma with the word pro in 632.
I don't think this. I think
There is.
I think that you could show up with the best of the best drive line and not the best of the best car and run competitive, and you could show up with the reverse and run competitive.
There's people that look at the word pro in front of 632 and they don't think they can compete with us.
Maybe they misuse the word.
I agree. I think we should always just do it to outlaw 632 here at PDRA, but they made it a pro class where I think it deterred some people because of the word pro.
I think making it a pro class kind of set the tone that you're running with the higher level cars, and I also think that would make people. I don't know. My whole life, I've always wanted to achieve. I wanted to achieve better. So why wouldn't I want the pro on there? Because you don't. You should never shoot for the lowest guy. You should shoot for the highest guy who should bring you up.
Yeah.
So, I think the pro shouldn't scare anybody away. And I think that we've seen that anybody that can make some runs out here could get in the field and anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as these cars come out and they make runs and collect data and figure out what they need to do, I mean, you could be competitive. I think, and obviously you see that we have multiple engine builders in 632 and we've had multiple winners. So, it's not about the one engine builder. It's not about the one brand car. You start to look at some of the other classes and you could basically mail order a car.
Yep.
So, I think 632 has some diversity and I think that's good. And I like that it's got a bunch of different cars in it. And I like that it's got a bunch of different engine builders because that also keeps the engine builders on their toes.
100%.
There's high-end engine builders, and there's, they're high-end, but they're just not known.
Yeah, and I think
like
that
the Darrell Hemetmans and Nick from Bullet,
Joe Blow comes out here with a 632 engine with some kind of goofy heads that are one off, and he goes out there and goes top speed or low ET. He helps put himself on the map.
Well,
And
I mean, look at Barry Allen, what he's doing over there with the Melnick and that group over there. He's
Exactly.
a boutique builder. He doesn't build a big quantity, but the stuff he puts out is great.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, Pittman's probably running a 4-year-old engine, so you don't have to have the latest and the greatest. You just got to find good stuff and a good program and a builder that's willing to put his heart and soul into your stuff.
Yeah, and I can tell you, from experience
Greeny will
too.
never stop talking.
Well,
You got to twist his arm to get him on the show, but it's like a pull cord.
I mean, I just think that this class has a lot of opportunity for a lot of up and coming everythings, from engine builders to chassis builders. And at the end of the day, I think the word pro shouldn't even be thought about. Just roll up in here with up to 640 inches and
Let it eat.
yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you on tonight. Loved your opinion. Can't wait. We're excited about going to Orlando for the World Street Nationals, and hopefully we can get the Snowbirds and the U.S. Street Nationals nailed down.
And any
That
of you
would be
guys,
great. I
any
think
of the
that
guys out there on the fence about coming to Florida, get with Jason or Patrick or myself, and we can try to help support you guys, give you a place to stay, and make it easy. You know,
nitrous.
yeah.
free
Jason's
nights on
got
Chris Rainey.
free nitrous.
I don't know about free.
$1.70 a pound. I'm buying some.
Hell
Shit,
yeah.
I'm buying a truckload.
No kidding.
Where I come
So-
from,
Mr. Rainey, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. The conversation is great. I think there's a lot of clips in there for people to understand how, it's just do your best. Don't be the shitbag on the couch.
There you go.
And think you can just show up to the race and not, and win it. It's not going to happen.
Meanwhile, you try to limit the guys that work hard.
you know what?
Yeah, you can't limit that. You can't limit hard work.
The hard work you can't limit, and the winner is always undetermined because it's a drag race. There's 1,000 things to go wrong. Never
Correct.
consider yourself counted out, no matter where you qualify. I've seen it go both ways, where I show up and I ain't worth a shit, and I win the race, and I see where I show up thinking I got, got my stuff together, and I can't get past second round.
Look
Drag
at
race.
Drinkwater just won from the 11th spot last weekend.
On a
Yes.
whole shot.
Yes. So anything is possible in a drag race. We don't go around in circles and get 10 rounds to make it up.
Nope, we don't.
Nope. One at a
It's very
time. That's it.
humbling.
So once again,
Thank you for having me.
Chris, thank you for coming to the show. It was awesome. Thank you to Shameless Racing for supporting the Southern Outlaw 632 class. It's growing. It's getting better. We got 2 races. Procom ELS. Everybody at what is Doug Cook's holistic name version?
Motion,
right?
Motion Doug.
Motion Raceworks, Mark Williams Enterprises supporting the Pro 632 class this weekend in Bristol, Tennessee. If you're not there, make
Chris
sure you watch
Rainey's
it live.
sponsor of ATI
What?
Performance.
Yeah.
Chris Rainey's sponsor of ATI Performance.
Chris and his, yeah, okay, got you. So, hey, watch live. If you're not there in person, watch live it on Flow Racing, and then we'll see y'all later. And Jason said he's going to do pit size interviews or something this weekend with some people throughout the
He
week,
was
right?
telling me he was going to give back rubs.
Back rubs. Okay. Shit, I missed out.
Come on
I'm
down.
doing the advertisement and Chris using his hands.
I bought a bunch of baby oil real cheap on eBay.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right, Diddy.
Diddy family.
All right, y'all.
All right,
Y'all
good
have
night,
a great
everybody.
night.
Bye.